Good morning and welcome to the Crafty Canary for Thoughts on Thursday. And today is the last video in our series about how I went silver, how I stopped coloring my hair. And today I want to talk about how I take care of my hair. And I want to preface this with I am not a hair expert, and there are so many much better videos out there on how to care for silver hair. But I just want to share with you what I do and how I care for mine. And I've been asked about it, so I want to go ahead and share it. So first of all, I use a purple shampoo. And I found one that is free of a lot of the dangerous things, the sulfates and stuff, but an inexpensive one. As you know, if you've watched my tips on Tuesday, I'm very frugal. Some might even say cheap. But I went to one of those discount stores where they sell clothing, but they also have, maybe some purses and bags and beauty products and things like that. And they have shampoos, and they have really great big bottles of it for a really great price, like $7.99. And I'm not going to mention name brands just because I don't like to do that on my channel. But I will link to a channel that I watch, a girl named Nicole Johnson, and she's absolutely gorgeous. She was a model, she's a beauty expert, and she does a lot of videos on her silver hair and how she cares for silver hair, and she does recommend a lot of specific names the products. So I will link to a lot of her videos in the description below, and you can go and check that out. And again, a lot of what I've learned is just from looking online myself, watching other YouTubers' videos, and talking to friends and talking to my hairdresser. And so the purple shampoo is good, but you want to make sure that you don't use it too often, and you don't want to use it so much that it begins to actually dye your hair purple and your hair look kind of blue or purple tinted. Now, in this day and age and culture where a lot of people are actually dyeing their hair purple and blue, you might like that. But instead of, looking kind of trendy with the purple or blue dye, it does kind of tend to look more like, the old ladies with the blue hair. They used to say blue hairs, and you knew what they meant. They meant older ladies with gray hair that would go to the salon and get that blue tint on it to kind of keep it from yellow. And the whole idea why you use a purple shampoo is because gray hair can tend to yellow. And my hairdresser has told me that a large part of that is product buildup. And so if you use too much gel, too much hairspray, too much product, it builds up and it begins to look yellow. Also, heat can do that. So styling your hair and using too much heat when you style can cause it to turn a little yellowish. So I also want to tell you a little bit of a story. I would look in the mirror and, feel okay about the tint of it, that it was looking, more silver and not so gray and yellow. And then sometimes I would look in the mirror and it would look really yellow. And I'm thinking, what's going on? I would look again another day and it would look more normal and silver like I wanted to. Another day it would look yellow. Well, I realized that when it was looking yellow, I was in my guest bathroom, and the walls in that bathroom are kind of a mustard color paint, and it was reflecting off of my hair and making my hair look yellow. So that is actually one consideration when you have silver hair, is that you're going to reflect the colors around you because it's almost like a mirror with that silver color. And so you want to be careful what you wear. You don't want to wear anything that's going to reflect a yellow tone or an orangey tone if you don't want your hair to look like that. And if you're in a room that is colored like that, you might look that way, but it's just temporary and it's just for while you're in there. If you are on stage and under lights, that's also something to consider, because I'm a singer. And so I realized and recognized that when I'm on stage and the lights might actually, they might cover them with a gel that has a yellow tint in it, it's going to reflect on my hair. If there's purple or blue light, it's really going to reflect on my hair. My hair almost look purple from the stage. But those are just some things to consider. So back to what I do, I have a purple shampoo and a purple conditioner. The shampoo is very dark purple and the conditioner is kind of a light purple. And I only wash my hair 3 days a week. That is partly for the care of it, and realized that over the years, just really all of our hair, but especially as your hair turns gray and silver, because it is more, it just naturally more dry and more wiry. So you want to be careful not to dry it out by washing it more. With curly hair, especially as a teenager and young adult, I styled my hair by washing it. You know, I would wash it, put some mousse or gel in it and dry it maybe a little bit with the diffuser and let it dry. And that was how I styled it. And I didn't really know that I could go a couple of days and continue on in that style and be able to kind of rejuvenate it without washing it again. And I'll talk about that in just a minute, because that's what I do now. So I only wash it every 3 days or so, only 3 times a week, every 2 or 3 days. And once a week I use, it's a repair treatment from the same line as my purple shampoo, and it's very deep purple to help restore the color, repair the ends, and that kind of thing. And then about once every month or once every couple of weeks, I'll use a revitalizing mask, and it's a very hydrating mask, again, to add some moisture back to the hair that just naturally gets drier and drier as it's graying and as you age. And really, even if you're still dyeing it and or your hair hasn't turned gray yet, it's just natural as we age that it's going to get drier and drier. So that's a good idea for anybody, really, to be doing some sort of a revitalizing moisture mask on your hair every couple of weeks, once a month. And Nicole in her videos will recommend some specific brands on that. And then in terms of styling it on a daily basis, because I have gone back to wearing it curly, I've said before in other videos, I prefer my hair straight, but that takes a lot more time because I have naturally curly hair. And if you don't have naturally curly hair, this won't apply to you. It will take you more time probably to get your hair curly. But for me, having naturally curly hair, it just takes a lot of time to straighten it. And it is a lot more damage on my hair because I try to keep from having too much heat on it. I use one of those hair dryers that has an attachment that has the roll brush on it. I used to have a hair dryer and a roll brush, dry it as I rolled it, and then straighten it with the straightening iron. But now that combined brush on the hair dryer helps me to roll it and straighten it or dry it and straighten it at the same time, and it keeps it gets straighter than I can do with the roll brush and the dryer, and I don't have to put as much heat on it with the straightener later. I just can kind of touch it up, and the hair dryer with the roll brush helps me to do that a little bit more in one step. But again, I don't do that very often anymore because it takes so much time. And as it gets longer, it takes even more time. And now I'm working a 29-hour-a-week job as well as having my business here at home. So my time is very limited. So I opt for what is easiest and quickest for me. So I go with my natural curl. So after I shower, I put some gel on it. And I just use the same gel that I used before I stopped dyeing my hair. And really, it's a brand I've been using for years and years and years, probably even not before my hair started going gray, because like I told you, it started going gray at 16. So my hair, you know, my whole adult life has been going gray. So it's really a gel I've just used all the time, and I haven't really changed. I do use a heat protectant on it, even though I'm just drying it a little bit with the diffuser, but it does seem, in my opinion, to help the curl. So I use a spray that is a heat protectant after I put the gel in, and then with the diffuser, I just take it and dry it a little bit, not long at all, just to get a lot of the moisture. I try to get a lot of the moisture out of the roots because that helps me to get a lot more fullness when the roots are drier, and then let it dry naturally for a little bit as I continue to get ready, and then come back kind of at the end with the diffuser again, dry it some more, and then spray it. And I know this is wrong, and this is against all, you know, of the recommendations for taking care of your hair, and especially for gray hair. But I'm a 80s, 90s girl, and hairspray is a styling tool for me. So I use a lot of hairspray to get the fullness. You know, I scrunch it and spray, and then if during the day it gets to looking a little flat, I'll do it again. I'll kind of raise it up and spray, and I know I shouldn't. And so you can kind of take the opposite of what I do from this and actually don't use too much hairspray, because like my hairstylist has told me, the buildup probably adds to making your hair appear a look more yellow. So probably not the best idea, but it is what I do. Now, on the days that I don't wash my hair, I have just a spray bottle of water. I kind of pick through it a little bit. I don't want to brush too much of the curl out, but just to get a little bit of the hairspray and the product separated, I'll pick through it and then I'll spray it with my spray bottle, and then I'll spray it with my heat protectant spray, and then just do the same thing. And it of course is faster because it's not as wet as after I shower, but I just do a little bit of diffusing, kind of give it a few minutes to dry, diffuse it a little bit more, and spray it, and I go. And honestly, when I was younger, I would never have done that. I never would have thought it would have worked, number one, and that I would have liked the way it looked and it would have curled just as well. But I think I had this real, oh, it's so gross not to wash your hair every day. And, you know, just as we do sometimes when we're young, we're a little bit over, or I was a little bit over clean maybe. But it doesn't feel that way to me anymore. I don't feel like my hair is dirty unless I've, you know, cleaned a lot or sweat a lot, worked out really hard. And then of course, you know, you assess how dirty you are, and you might have to wash it more than you really mean to that week because you got extra sweaty. Because of course you don't want to go around with your hair smelly. But it does help your hair not to wash it every single day, to give it a little bit of a break now and then. I think that's all that I wanted to tell you. But again, I will link to Nicole's videos in the description, and I suggest get online and just Google, search on YouTube for how to take care of your silver hair, and you'll get lots of people who actually are really talented and really knowledgeable about these things. Again, this is just my thoughts, my experience, and how I take care of my hair. I'm not an expert, but I appreciate the fact that you are interested and that you watch. And I really am thankful for my viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk about something different next time on our Thoughts on Thursday. We'll have some different things to think about and to talk about. So please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Let's have a great discussion about how we take care of our silver hair. If you have some recommendations, if you have some ways that you take care of your hair that have been really successful and helpful for you, please let us know in the comments. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.